Gambling, especially sports gambling, is exploding in popularity as more and more states across the country are now allowing mobile betting.
On Super Bowl weekend, Arkansans placed nearly $3 million in wagers. But as 4029 meteorologist Robert Suhr explains, there's a new type of betting that's gaining popularity across the world and could be very popular here in the natural state.
And guys, that would be betting on the weather, from temperatures to precipitation and winds. There could come a day where people not only bet on a sporting event, but what the temperature will be at game time. Americans love to gamble, with billions of dollars wagered every year on sports and entertainment. But what if you could plop down your hard-earned cash on whether or not rain will fall in Fayetteville, or if snow will accumulate in Springdale? Currently, that's not allowed in the United States, including here in Arkansas.
Rules specify that it has to be a sporting event with a live human involved. So it can be a NASCAR race driven, that would be a sporting event, a basketball game, a football game. If we talk about betting on the weather, we would have to make a slight rule change there, just to change that language to allow for really a human not to be involved.
Currently, people are able to bet on weather in Canada. FanDuel, a popular sports fantasy site, offered a prop on when the first snow would fall in Ontario. I spoke with John Holden, an expert in sports policy at Oklahoma State University, who tells me for the average person, betting on the weather could be a losing proposition.
Unless I'm you or someone with an expertise in the weather, you're effectively out there playing the lottery. I look outside and say, okay, feels like it might rain today, but I have no expertise in that. And you can bet that if we do get to the point where a sports book is going to regulate this, they're going to bring in people like you, meteorologists, to set these lines.
The weather already can have a huge impact on sports, like baseball, and those who set the lines know that. It's something meteorologist Kevin Roth saw early on, and it became his passion. So much so, he left his TV job in Houston to become a sports meteorologist at rotogrinders.com.
You get rainouts. It's one of the few sports where games will literally not play because of rain, but also the wind. What direction is the wind? Are you in a stadium that is wind sensitive, or are you in a stadium that blocks the winds? The temperature matters. The dew point matters. Everything matters in baseball. So that's maybe my favorite one to forecast for.
But when it comes to betting on the weather specifically, he's more cold than hot on the idea.
I think it's going to be a pretty small market. You want to watch what you bet on. So people want to watch sports because it's already in and of itself super entertaining. Now, folks like you and I might find the weather to also be very entertaining, but I think the amount of people who want to follow the weather all day is going to be pretty slim compared to the amount of people who want to watch sports at the end of the day.
Having said all that, if made available one day, some think betting on the weather in Arkansas could be very popular.
Arkansans love weather. They love tracking weather. It is, all the sayings about wait 5 minutes and it'll change. So if that ever were to happen in Arkansas, if that option was there, I think it would be a popular option in Arkansas because, again, you probably have a large group of people that aren't necessarily sports fans but love the weather. They may want to place $10 to see if it's going to be over 75 tomorrow.
Now, guys, unfortunately, the forecast for weather betting in the U.S., it's a bit foggy, and there's currently no talk of legislation on a national level that could make that happen anytime soon. But as we have learned with mobile betting, if the interest is there, regulators will do their best to clear the skies to make it happen.